Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when are you watching us. And thank you for being part of the material business community. My name is Monica Hernandez, and I am your host. And today, I am really wanting to talk to you about delivering, public speaking. And it can be in a meeting with your clients, with your team. It can be a presentation. It can be a big meeting, it can be a big crowd. Um, Lately, lots of people have come to me and say, Monica, I could have never done what you've done. I could have never be in front of 2,000 people talking about this. I could have not getting into that room with that confidence and speak about what you're doing. So it reminds me that sometimes what comes very easy for some people, it is very not easy, or is not so much easy for others. So I want to talk to you today about that. First of all, and maybe I'll just give you an idea of how this came into life. I wasn't really looking for public speaking when I was, say, doing my undergrad or when I was doing some of my early career stages. And I realized much of that was because I thought I didn't had enough to show or enough to talk about, or my message wasn't really clear because I didn't had all the 20 years experience that now I have. So my message to you is depending independent really of what is it that you want to talk about. There is three things that have always been very powerful in my journey. The first one of them is practice. If you practice, you gain confidence. When you gain confidence, you seem less stressed because you already know what can be there, what could be the answers, what could be the questions. You've already know the subject. So if you don't know what that means, if you don't know what is it, in my time, you know how we did it? We practiced in front of the mirror. Yes, I am that old. Now there is many ways of practicing. Like you can record yourself with your cell phone, with your laptop, and then watch that recording once again. What is that going to help you with? Is your brain, your eyes, you're looking at that recording, and then you're seeing what can you improve. So perhaps is your pronunciation. Sometimes I said shower and it sounds like flower. So it's like, oh, maybe I need to work on my sounds. Maybe it's something that you want to deliver more clearly. So after you listening to that video, you have the ability to see what you want to improve. So practice is really something that will make your delivery easier. It's also very good to know who are you talking to, because then you can really bring down all the ideas and focus on something that is very pointial, like very punctual for them. The one thing that I always ask myself is, how do I want them to go out of this meeting room, of this auditorium, of this wherever we are? How do I want them to feel after they leave? What do I want them to gain? So sometimes it's a technical knowledge, sometimes it's a piece of information that I discovered, sometimes it's some background on leadership, sometimes it's a question that they will like to think about and come up with answers. As like it depends on your audience. So depending on your audience, you will really tailor that message, and the more concise you are, the more is that you need to practice. There is this say that If you want me to speak for one day, I don't need to practice. If you want me to speak for 2 days, I need to practice 2 days. If you want me to speak for 30 minutes, I need to practice a week. And that is so very true. Being very concise and deliver the message in a very powerful way that people remember what is the takeaway is much more difficult than just sitting down and speaking randomly. So that is another good point. Now, confidence is gained also in the way that how do you transfer the message, not only with your words, but with your body language, your expressions, how is your energy transferring what you're doing. You know, some of those very powerful speakers that you come into the room and they are like super lit up, and there is a great energy in the room, great energy of the speaker, and you're like, oh my god, this is so good. Well, that is what we are aiming to do, delivering that. If you say, for example, I'm gonna give you an example. Have you ever called one of those companies because, I don't know, your internet doesn't work or your cell phone is down, and then you get into the service, that service person, and then they are, I'm so sorry it is happening to you. And I think all the time, like, you don't sound sorry. You sound like annoyed. So you have to put power. I had a mentor one time that told me you need to blow life into your words. And that is what we are doing when we are delivering speeches, is you're blowing life into something else, into those words that maybe are not meaningful for other person that you, but you have that life within you. How do you transfer that into life? Putting lots of energy. How is that you want that message to resonate with someone? So that's it. Those are my 3 tips for today. We are going to continue producing these kinds of episodes that are shorter, more manageable, and then that you can take away right away something to implement in your day-to-day. Please let us know in the comments how you like it. Send this to someone that you think is going to benefit from it. And once again, thank you very, 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 very much for being part of this community. Thanks again. Have a great day.